I'm Marjorie McCullagh. I'm professor in the School of Nursing here at the University of Michigan. I'm also the director of the Occupational Health Nursing Program, and I have a program of research in worker health and safety focusing on health effects of noise on human health. One of the things that my research has demonstrated is that noise is a pervasive hazard for some workers who are not protected by the OSHA hearing conservation standard. In particular, I work with farm operators, and they have been exempt from the noise conservation standard and many aspects of OSHA since its inception in 1971. They don't receive the benefits that other workers receive by virtue of being employed. Other workers, particularly those in noisy environments, have annual hearing screening. They have monitoring of noise levels at their work. They have supervisors who make sure they wear their hearing protection properly. They have education in use of hearing protection. Their employer provides them with supplies of appropriate hearing protection for their work exposures. But farm operators, as exempt from this standard, don't receive any of those benefits, even though they are among the most noise-exposed workers in the entire nation. And they have among the highest rates of noise-induced hearing loss of all categories of workers. Farmers work around a lot of noise by virtue of their work with machinery. They do a lot of their own equipment maintenance, so shop noise is actually a major source of noise for them. And also some animals, some farmers work around animals that also expose them to noise. For example, pigs are known to be extremely noisy. So when they're in a confined environment, a pig barn, if you will, the noise levels in there can get over 110 decibels. So that's very, very hazardous to your health. Even children who live on a farm or visit a farm are exposed to lots of sources of high noise, and they experience measurable levels of hearing loss from a very young age. By the time they're in high school, they already have hearing loss well established. So one of my projects actually addressed this, and that is we designed a program to help farm and rural youth recognize the noise hazards in their life and how they can protect themselves, not just by wearing hearing protection, but also by, for example, turning down the volume on devices and walking away from a loud noise source, and learning how to select the technique that's appropriate for each different kind of noise exposure. And we had wonderful success with that project, and I'm very pleased to say that that program has been adopted by a partner agency and is now being delivered to 100,000 people a year. What happens is that when you're around a lot of noise, your body recognizes that and excretes a lot of a hormone called cortisol. And the cortisol has negative effects on your entire body. So many people are aware of the hazards of noise exposure to their hearing, but far fewer people are cognizant of the hazards of noise exposure to their blood pressure, to their cardiac health, to their mental health, to their body weight. Virtually every system of the body is affected by high noise. We live in a very noisy society. We all are exposed to noise, no matter what we do. Leaf blowers and lawn mowers and snow blowers and ATVs and motorcycles and car horns, and we all get bombarded with these noise exposures on a routine basis all the time. At a certain level, if it's infrequent enough, our bodies cope with it just fine. But in our industrialized society, we're probably getting a bigger dose of noise than is optimal for our bodies, and we're all paying a price for it with weight gain and high blood pressure and high blood sugar and many of the other diseases that are very, very prevalent in our society. I think it's wise for people to maybe raise their awareness of the noise in their life and to try to be more cognizant of the benefits of quiet and figure out how they can make quiet in their life, because quiet is very good for your health.